Why, hello there, everybody, and welcome back to Dicing with Death. So, it is... where are we? Okay, you met the hag. You went and did the one night in the woods, one night in Shirebrook, one night in Thornwood, and a night in Misty Rapids. So it is now Sunday, the 24th of April.
Okay.
And there is after you come in and everyone kind of cools down for a few minutes, processing what's happened, one of the servants approaches you with fear in his eyes and like trembling hands.
I am like, there's a rage burning in my brown twinkling eyes, as it says on my character sheet.
Carl, there was in your absence there was a message for you from Mr. Lazic.
Is there a note or something that he's holding?
No. Mr. Lazic, a jeweler in town. He says you know him.
Yes. And the message?
He said he wished to speak with you whenever it was convenient for you. He came by, but you were gone. It was 4 days ago. I can show you to his house if you need.
I shoo off the...
He scurries.
No, I've got it. Okay. I don't know, I wonder if he's got pearls or something. Did I have some ongoing business arrangement with him? I can't even remember. I don't think so. Can't remember. All right. On second thought... Oh, yeah, I know where his shop is in town, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so once I'm... Oh, wait, this is like right after...
This is like 20 minutes later.
Oh yeah, no, we deal with Greller. God, we just nursed that fucker back to life. And you go and kill him.
The hag killed him.
You go and eat him.
The hag killed him.
At least it wasn't cannibalism. At least she's a different kind of animal. I think.
I think you said during the break that you wanted to go retrieve your potion of...
Yeah, so I'm probably... Are there people cleaning up the mess, or are they just, like, giving it a wide berth?
No, servants have been tasked with cleaning up the mess already.
Yeah, so I enter this, like, medieval crime scene. They're not even doing crimes. Like,
They're just, like, piling the bones in buckets and, like, scooping the guts out and, like, looking at the sheets and discussing how best to clean it. Well, some baking soda and vinegar should get that right out.
Hoarder Georg shoves a piece of Greller into one of his pockets.
What sort of piece of Greller?
Whatever looks most convenient. Probably about like a little knuckle bone or something. I don't know how it's...
Sure.
I just... Whatever's small and looks like...
Well, there's a bunch of bones in a bucket, and you don't know whose bones are whose anymore. Because there's two people here. In a bucket.
And it's just... Oh, God.
So, you grab a bone.
No, I will make sure that I don't just stick a random... if I can't determine that it's Greller's, it may require further investigation. Oh God, can I find the potion of superheroism?
No, you cannot find it while looking around the room. But Greller may not have just left it in a visible place. You know.
I think back to the last time I talked to Greller and how I just rolled over the encounter and didn't even roleplay it. I gave him this potion of superheroism and I didn't even roleplay the encounter.
Well, last chance with him.
My last words were him, where I don't think we need to actually have a word, so it's just...
All right.
Well, okay. I'll tell the servants if it. Let me know if you find a potion
They
amongst,
they agree.
amongst the mess.
All right.
On closer inspection, would I be able to find a bone of Greller's? Like, is he? Would I like basically? God, I would have to like dig through. Like, is a skull intact?
Yeah, there's two skulls sitting.
Okay, so I should be able to tell. I'm guessing Greller's is the biggest skull in the cat. Isn't he like well over 6 feet tall and a large man? I assume that would translate to his head.
Kel Greller was 6'3". Yeah, so the larger head, you can definitely find the larger skull. There's still like bits of flesh attached to the skull in various places, like the scalp is mostly intact. You could probably tell the skull by the hair, actually. It's not clean. Like the other bones are not clean either. There's still sinew and flesh. It looks like a pack of hyenas has ripped it clean, but there's still like little bits of flesh all over the place. You'd have to clean this skull if you wanted to.
Do I even want to know? No, I resist the hoarder urge in me. This is one past life I don't need to archive.
Oh, you were gonna past life the skull and just see his
not
final
now,
moments?
but I could, store it in a drawer, creepy wizard drawer somewhere in case I need to later.
Yeah.
I don't think I want to know what it's like to get eaten alive by a hag. Oh, God. Yeah. All right. I need to deal with that unicorn. How much blood I guess I've only blooded a few times, correct?
Correct, and Greller must have been taking care of it for you while you were away.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, all I need from it is its horn. I mean, the blood is just, that's hypothetically usable. I wonder what unicorn leather is like. It's probably not nice unicorn leather at this point, is it?
No.
It's not a healthy unicorn. Its horn even may not have its full potency. That's probably worse by the day.
That poor creature has been suffering in the dungeons for months. It might be kinder just to end its life.
Yeah. Should I tell? Yeah. At some point, yeah, during the aftermath, I'll go speak with Lord Song.
Okay.
And
you find him in his bedchambers. You give a knock. He opens the door. You see Lady Dysek has the cupboards pulled up over her in bed. Berensong is fully dressed.
Oh.
He motions for you to come in and shuts the door behind you.
My lord, I look, my lady.
Lady Dysek speaks up. Are you here to give your congratulations on our engagement? I know you were away when it happened.
They're just like in bed hanging out.
Well, she's in bed. He's dressed and walking about. God knows what was going on before they're here.
Yes, congratulations, my lady.
She smiles. Why, thank you.
All the barony rejoices. My lord, a moment, if you can spare it.
He nods and
step out in the hallway or something. Or does he have is there any way to speak in private with him?
No, he steps out into the hallway with you.
Okay. Georg does not have an etiquette proficiency, so he doesn't know the proper way to. I don't know. pull him out of the hall and ask. Tell, I guess, rather. I'm going to take care of the unicorn.
You have found a prophet in it?
Yes, and yes.
Excellent.
I'm going to end it, if that's all right with you.
Whatever brings us the greatest amount of wealth, I see it is yours to deal with.
Yes. I believe we're going to find a great many things that Greller dealt with that will find themselves in our laps.
We will be needing a new captain of the guard. Do you have anyone in mind? Any suitable warriors?
Me? I'm like, my lord. I don't know any suitable warriors, do I? It should have been Reptar.
Could have been Reptar.
Could have been Reptar. No, I will think on this. Perhaps look around. But
I will ask my fiance, he says, kind of sarcastically. Perhaps she has some knights in her lands. Anything else?
no, I just figured I ought to keep you informed.
Right. Carry on.
I dimension door into the dungeons.
Just, gone before his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It is pitch black in the dungeons.
I guess that's why I spend a minute reeling over. I light a torch.
Okay. I take it you have a torch on you?
Yeah.
Okay. The torch, which is pretty much just like animal fat soaked in, in these things and wrapped around this handle, produces a lot of smoke.
How many days has it? I forgot to subtract my golden needles. So that's it's been like 5 days?
From when?
From when I first left Misty Rapids.
Left, it's been a week, 7 days.
Okay. So I have 12 golden needles remaining. All right. I light a torch and get my bearings in the dungeon.
Okay. Eventually you find the unicorn. Its head lifts up to look at you and then flops back down.
Do I think it matters if I remove its horn alive versus dead for its...
You have no reason to believe it matters one way or the other.
Yeah. So did I teleport into the unicorn cell, or do I have to go enter it? I assume it's familiar enough with the cell that I could just be in this. Yeah. Although I would want the key. No, I don't want to bother. No, I don't need. Okay, so I take the key and approach the unicorn's chamber. Right, there's a key that hangs up on a hook inside the.
It's not.
I was given a key. I was given a key or something to the.
Yeah, there's a key somewhere. You can have it.
I think I do have a key to the dungeon. I feel like I recall us.
Yeah, I think you probably have the key on you, and maybe I guess Greller was probably using the other key to the dungeons. There's a couple keys going about.
Yeah, I think I remember that being a thing.
Yeah.
Song giving me the keys to the dungeons. So. Okay. So, I unlock the cage and approach the creature. It helps me to call it a creature, dehumanize it.
It stares blankly at you. Or maybe just dead ahead into space. Maybe its eyes aren't even working anymore.
Dude, chat just gave me the idea. Soul Crushers in chat says, if I dimension door the hag 200 feet into the air, I can actually do 200 yards into the air and feather fall my way down while she just goes splat. Well, that's a good good kill strategy though that hadn't thought of. Because I have Featherfall and Dimension Door. They likely do not have Featherfall.
Yep, but you'd have to take her with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you cast Featherfall on yourself, you touch someone, and Dimension Door you both up into the air.
Mm-hmm.
It probably, I think, is... Oh, there's no maximum on damage from falling, is there? It's just D6 per 10 feet?
Yep.
Yeah, so that's just like an insta-kill.
I think there might be a maximum. It's probably like 10.
But it may not count as magic damage. I don't know. You'd have to... I would argue that a fall like that should kill. Well, anyways. Metagaming for another day. I'm just putting off having to finish off this unicorn. So I step into the cell, unlocked, and kneel down beside the creature. How much blood have we acquired?
Unicorn blood?
Yeah.
Quite a bit. I mean, you were bleeding it for a while, right?
Yeah. Do we have like is there like a barrel of like a wine barrel I could store this stuff in? What is it in? Like, I probably just got a few little jars, right?
Yeah, I think you've got like honey jars that you filled with blood.
Because I'm about to just like, there's about to be a lot of unicorn blood, I guess. I'm going to try to color spray the unicorn. So it doesn't feel it. See, it's now one last moment of, I just take Carl to its neck.
Okay. You kill the unicorn. It is dead.
Yeah.
There is no roll needed.
Does it whinny and cry? Can it communicate telepathically? Its pain?
It can speak, I think.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. It says nothing. It does nothing. It just dies.
And bleeds all over the floor of the dungeon.
Yeah.
All that wasted unicorn blood. But I haven't even demonstrated that it's valuable. Oh, I'm kind of regretting bleeding out this unicorn without collecting it. What a creepy hoarder Georg has turned into.
Yes. Well, unicorn is now dead. You can remove the horn.
Yeah, I removed the horn.
It takes some time, more time than you would expect. That horn's really attached in there. You gotta like really hack at it with Carl. By the time you're done, you are just soaked and splattered with blood.
It doesn't bleed when I'm cutting it, does it?
No, but you kneeling on the ground and like the blood from the unicorn like comes onto your legs and.
I wonder if I could have taken the unicorn's soul.
Too late now. But now you have a unicorn horn. Please add it to your character sheet.
Fuck, I'm mad at myself. I've even got an open soul in the amulet. The world may never know. All right. I actually want some spider venom to play with this unicorn horn. How many? God, do I think I could find where I killed that spider?
No.
I'd have to wander around the Tether Wilds looking for another spider.
Yeah.
Think about it later.
Did we discuss how the unicorn horn protects against poison?
That's what I was wondering about. It's kind of vague in the monsters manual. It sounds like just having one makes you immune to poison. Is the way. I mean, like that's what it. I mean, it's just like one sentence. It's like a unicorn horn
is a sovereign remedy against all poisons.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about making it into a magic item, actually, or not a magic, like an item of sorts. But I think it probably has magical properties, even unadorned. Like I was thinking of putting it into like a sword hilt or something. I need to make a sword for Lord Long with it as the hilt.
Very nice.
But for now, I want to make sure. I want to see what it does.
All right. Well, you have it.
Now what do I do with this body? Just leave it here to rot? It's gonna be stinky.
Well, it is a dungeon.
I wonder if Lance does unicorns.
Get some unicorn meat for a meal.
It's not going to be tasty, right? It's just like
tortured animal meat.
Yeah.
Starved and tortured animal meat. It's probably not very good.
Factory farmed, dungeon farmed unicorn meat. Yeah. Unicorns were not made to live in dungeons.
No. No, they were not.
I think I clean up. I'm not exactly sure how you clean up a unicorn corpse, though.
You have servants to do these things for you.
Do they really?
They do whatever you tell them to. They're servants.
But no one knows that there's a unicorn in the basement.
Well, someone had to put it there, right?
You know what I do? I reduce it by 70% and bring the tiny corpse up to the kitchen in a bag. I feather fall it if I need you to carry it to move it, and just like hand it to with the
cook?
the slave cook that doesn't do anything. Oh God, he would hate. No,
The slave cook that's not allowed to be a cook, who's like relegated to sous chef position.
Yeah, relegated to dismembering and disposing of this corpse.
So do you give it the miniature unicorn?
Yeah.
So it's literally a miniature unicorn for him. He's like,
That's how we get rid of it.
Excuse me? What do I do with this?
See that it is broken down and disposed of. Actually, maybe I think I just do that myself, right? Am I
just bury it in the yard, or?
Yeah, let's do that. That's a great idea. Okay, so I don't bother the cook with it.
All right, you just dig a hole and
I can chop it up with I can just dig a hole. And, yeah, it's tiny little. It's a tiny little unicorn.
Yeah. All right.
It's so cute.
How long does reduce last?
Like 20 minutes. Oh no, reduce might only be. No, I think it's an exceptionally long time, if I recall. Enlarge. Yeah, 5 rounds per level, so 35 minutes.
All right. So by the time you get out of the dungeons and
how long does it take to dig a grave for a tiny unicorn?
No, it doesn't take long. But as you're like, later in the day, people are shocked and talking about like a unicorn that has appeared on the ground. So
what did I bury it? What are you talking about?
You buried it, but then eventually it enlarges itself. And how deep did you bury it?
Long enough that it wouldn't enlarge and pop back out of the earth. Okay. But now we
you buried it deep.
Yeah, as quickly, as deep of a hole as I could.
All right, then people are talking about this strange mound that has appeared underground. Like, yeah, like behind the armory, there's like a weird lump. Where, that wasn't there earlier, or whatever. I guess it's a minor curiosity. Then it's rather than a point of contention for the people. They ignore it, but there is now like a lump behind your shed, behind your blacksmith shop.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. And it wouldn't look like a unicorn. You're right, chat. It would just look like a horse.
Yep.
A
horse with a nasty head that took a nasty head injury.
Yeah. But now it's just you here.
I've led to the death of a lot of horses. No one would look twice at a horse being buried out behind my shed.
No.
How do you think I make all these phantom steeds? They require a horse soul every time.
God. Okay. So you're working out in the yard, I guess. What? You have that man that wanted to speak with you, Lazik.
Yeah, I'll eventually conjure a phantom steed and head into town after I clean the blood off.
Sure. Do you have a change of robes? That's probably a better course of action.
No, these are my magic black robes that absorb all light and stains.
They absorb stains?
Right. I don't know. Maybe I can't even learn a cantrip to clean them magically.
Why not?
Because it's an enchantment, and I do not believe in such tomfoolery.
Maybe you could get an unseen servant to do your washing for you. Anywho, you make it into town some hours later, and make your way to Lazik's shop. Lazik is the jeweler, as we said before, who you've had a working relationship with for some time.
Mm-hmm.
You find his shop.
I ding 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 or whatever. Does the bell ring when I enter?
Yeah, there's a little bell above the door.
Catches attention.
You step in and he looks up from his work and goes, "Oh, Ark Carl." He looks behind you to see if you're being followed, quickly runs over and shuts the door, drowning out the silence from outside. Come in, come in. I was hoping to speak with you. I hope I wasn't disturbing anything.
No. Well, what is it you...
Who summoned me?
What is it you... Why did you call upon me?
I had a break-in very recently. He motions, and you notice a lot of things are missing from around his shop.
Mm-hmm. Local thieves, no doubt. How does this affect me?
Well, I have a suspect in mind. I believe it was my rival. He points out the door across the street. I think that he was the one that broke in and stole things. I went to the town guard already and asked them if to do an investigation. They blew me off, and I petitioned Baron Song and said that I thought my rival had stolen all my wares and asked him to arbitrate the matter. But he ignored me too, and so I come to you, Ark Carl, my last hope. Do you...
If I recall the last time we did business together, it didn't work out so well for me.
I did exactly what you asked. But I can offer you some money. I have 400 gold tucked away in for emergencies, and if the man across the street really is the one who robbed everything from me, well, I've heard the rumors, and he gets a little bit closer, of the Wraith of Misty Rapids. And I don't know if this is proper, but he goes behind the counter. You hear some boards moving and creaking, and he comes back with a big fat sack of gold and holds it out to you and goes, if you could find who did this, who robbed my shop and deal with them, I would be so ever so grateful. And 400 gold. He looks very nervous.
You shouldn't speak such ghost stories. You're a grown gnome.
He's a gnome?
Isn't he?
I don't think he's a gnome.
You're a grown man. Are you sure he's not a gnome?
I'm not sure. I just don't think he is, but...
How tall is the person I'm talking to at this very moment?
I think he's human-sized.
Okay, we'll see what...
I don't have his race in my notes, so I thought he was human.
For some reason, I thought he was a gnome. Okay. 400 gold for it.
I don't suppose this would mean much to you, but he killed my wife. Well, whoever broke into my shop killed my wife.
She was murdered?
In the break-in. I suppose that wouldn't matter to a man like you. But to me it does.
Of course that matters. You haven't told the authorities?
I did. But... he shrugs.
I turn around and march straight across the street.
He calls after you as you start to leave the shop. Does that mean you'll do it?
It means you're going to need a lot of pearls. I hope you have connections, or a fat sack somewhere in that store of yours.
I can get you pearls.
I turn and walk across the street to the rival jewelers.
All right, the rival jeweler shop is across the street.
I slide Steel Truth Seer's ring on my finger as I do so.
You walk on in. There seems to be one of the other minor noble families are here. There's a lady with a lovely gown, and a man, you know, with her arm through his.
Oh, I should have just used this on the original. Too much trust. Okay.
And they are looking at various rings, and the shopkeeper goes, Ah, Ark Carl! So lovely to see you. Would you mind waiting a moment? I'm just finishing up some business with this lovely young couple who was recently engaged. Isn't it a beautiful thing?
Sure, I can wait, I say, and loom there until the couple gets the impression and probably gets the heebie-jeebies and probably leaves without buying anything.
Yeah, that's exactly how it goes down. They get the heebie-jeebies, and she says, "You know, why don't we think about it, dear, and we'll come back later." And they leave very quickly. The human standing before you has
Still
a disgruntled
leaning.
look on his face, and he goes, "Ah, Carl, Ark Carl, how can we help you?"
I'm just here about a little rumor, a whisper, I like to call them. Or I hear they call them.
Yes?
It seems your rival was vandalized the other night.
Rival? What rival?
If the door's open, I wave at the guy across the street. Or I like point across the street.
Oh, yes, Mr. Lazick. He did have all of his wares stolen. Terrible break-in. I hear his wife was murdered, too. Such a shame.
He's not, I mean, yeah. You wouldn't happen to know anything about this break-in or the assassins involved. Or not assassins.
Why no?
Burglars involved.
His voice breaks into a falsetto, for you, probably only, that indicates a lie.
I cast ESP actually right then and there.
He starts to shuffle back as you start casting.
Yeah, I
his
like
arcane
stand up
spell.
and glower over him, like twirl a copper coin in his face, which disappears once I'm done casting the spell. And then I read his surface thoughts.
Oh my god, how
I
did
think
you
there's
find
even
out?
something specifically in the rules about using this as part of an interrogation, isn't there?
Yes, there is. He gets a saving throw.
Which is the only reason you would get a saving throw.
His
Right.
surface thoughts are, oh my god, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. How do I get out of this? I can bribe him. And then he goes, Art Carl, I think I have some lovely gifts for you, perhaps. There's, I've happened to just recently come across this, and he reaches down behind the counter and pulls out a bag, like rummages around, like pulls out a handful of trinkets, like gems and ornaments and bracelets and necklaces, just like dumps it on the table. It's got to be like 1,000 gold or 1,500 gold worth of jewelry that is clearly just like a sack of jewelry.
I look back. Is the door closed, or are we in like an open shop?
I think the couple shut the door on their way out.
Okay. Is it locked? Does it lock from the inside?
There is a bolt that would slide across.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think I bolt it shut at this point.
Oh God! You hear him say, "Oh God, God's be blessed."
So you did hire the burglars. Tell me. And I look
Yes!
directly at him. Is he lying or telling the truth about that?
He's telling the truth. There's someone in town offered to sell me some intelligence on when Lazick would be gone, and so I helped me break into the shop, and so I broke into the shop and took his goods, but his wife was there, and one thing happened, we came to another, and I didn't mean to kill her.
Are there window shades I can draw?
No. There are some shutters that you could close.
Okay, yeah, I close the shutters.
By the time you turn around from closing the shutters, he's drawn a silver knife out of somewhere and is holding it before him defensively.
I light a candle.
He's backed into the corner, waving his knife threateningly. I didn't mean it. It was an accident. I swear. He was doing so much better than me, and I needed the business, and he just throws the whole bag on the table. This is all of his stuff. You can take it. Just don't kill me.
A woman died.
It was an accident.
Accident.
But what do you care? She was just a commoner.
What price did you pay for her life?
200 gold for the information on when the shop would be empty and to help and to have the door unlocked for me.
Is that really all you thought it would cost you?
I can tell you who unlocked it for me, or who helped me.
Yes, who was it?
Will you spare my life?
I nod. I don't say anything.
The old sheriff's sister. Her name is Vanessa.
Vanessa! I, storm out the door. Leaving, dropping the candle as I storm out.
Okay. You hear a deep sigh of relief as you step out.
Yeah, I don't need money. I'm not gonna snag that bag on the principal thing. I can come back and I know who I can borrow gold from if the the month wraps up and I don't have enough to pay my cost of living expenses.
Yes.
Yeah, I go to. Do I have any idea where Vanessa?
Yeah, you know where she lives. You've been to her house before.
Okay. I have. Oh, that's right. She lives down the street from where her late sister lived.
Yeah, and she is supposed to be the spy master for Misty Rapids now.
Spy master. That's not. Everyone knows that's not an official job description. God, the people in this. So much betrayal. I can't even. Part of me wants to just ditch the robes and go live with Ivan in the forest.
Poor Vin.
Poor Vin.
Poor Ivan.
Poor Ivan. Yeah.
So you find Vanessa's house. The door is shut. The shutters are shut.
I knock with the copperhead of my little bronze walking stick. Not quite little. Hefty bronze walking stick. Boom, boom, boom.
A few moments later, the door opens and Vanessa stands before you. She gives a bit of a smile and goes, "Ah, our Carl. To what do I owe the pleasure?"
I look past her into her. Have I been in her house?
Mm-hmm.
Is it okay?
It's much the same as it was before. There's a little workshop on one side, a bed on another side, a small kitchen somewhere else.
We need to talk.
Of course, come in. She motions for you to enter, and then makes her way. After shutting the door, makes her way over to the fireplace where there's a kettle over the fire. She checks the water. It's not boiled yet, and she sets it back. There will be some tea ready in a few minutes, if you'd like.
Yeah, I guess I sit down and I'll have tea. As she's preparing it, though, a woman died last night.
How tragic.
I nod. Burglary. Gone wrong, they say. You wouldn't know anything about this, would you? Do I have... ESP's probably expired. It's been more than 7 minutes, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I do have the Truth Seer ring.
I don't recall any murders last night, but I think a week ago or so, half a week ago, there was. Jeweler's shop.
Was that one? Oh, okay, yes. Not last night. I'm sorry, I lost my sense of time for a second there.
It happens to the best of us. Yes, jeweler's shop, burglary, gone wrong.
And
Yes?
and the burglar? Have they been caught?
No, I don't think so. I think there might have been a conflict of interest with the local town guard.
Who's the new town guard? Is she the new town guard? No, she's not.
No.
But her sister was.
Her
Who is
sister
the,
was.
is there a sheriff?
There is not a sheriff presently.
There's not a sheriff or a captain of the guard for Lord Song. This place is going to hell in a handbasket, and we don't even have our Verossi worshipping badass to lead us there. The thieves are going to run this place, and you know what? I think I'm okay with that.
Did you wish to know something about the burglary?
A grieving widower came to me, seeking retribution.
Well, for a few gold, I can tell you who I think did the crime.
It wasn't you?
No, I certainly did not kill anyone.
Has she served me tea?
No.
No. Okay.
The water is almost done boiling. But she is not lying about any of these things.
Interesting. But you knew. You deliver the orders around here. Am I wrong? If not, get a grip of this town.
I made an arrangement between a up-and-coming man of talents and a desperate jeweler with just enough money to try and score it big. The murder was probably an accident. Silly man didn't know what he was doing. It's his own damn fault.
This town's going to hell.
You're
Welcome
new here.
aboard.
At least we're not like those folks over in Cauldron. They're even farther gone.
What happens in Cauldron?
No, you haven't known? You should... If you think it's bad here, you should pay Cauldron a visit.
Is there a reason you have to be purified on your way in every time?
Mother Omen's not totally crazy. Cauldronians are a brutish and nasty bunch, even by Baron Song standards.
All right. I guess I'll leave. I think I reject this quest.
Alright, quest rejected.
Made it for some interesting RP, but I don't think I'm gonna do this jeweler's dirty work.
You will not intervene with the common folk.
I don't think so. I don't think that's about to happen. I mean, if it were more cut and dry, I might have considered it, but it's just so many moral gray areas and
Everyone's kind of
interpersonal drama that didn't sound like enough gold to be worth me getting into, even if I just killed both the jewelers and took a couple thousand or whatever they had there.
You pass Lazik's shop on the way out. Just conveniently. You see him looking
my
for
horse
his
is
door.
parked. I think my horse is creeping right at his doorstep.
Probably.
So I go back to collect it and head back to the keep.
When you go back to collect the horse, he comes out and says, is it him? Is it him across the way?
Yeah. I'm very sorry for your loss. Would it really, as I'm mounting up, would it really set your soul at ease to know who did it?
Set my soul at ease to see the man dead. Or the woman dead. Or the goblin dead. Or whatever it is dead.
I don't presume to be the law here.
That's why I came to you. You who exist outside the law, he says more quietly.
I do not deign pass judgment.
You see his hopes just die inside.
God. Who knows? Perhaps you will be lucky and death will see this man. Only the stars know. And I gallop off.
Okay.
There are... Yeah. Head back to the keep.
Okay. You get back to the keep.
God, this town is going to hell in a handbasket. And I don't... God. So I guess I think Georg's plans will be to to keep working on his water breathing spell. And I may want to think about proficiency slots, actually.
As you head back towards the keep, you have to pass very close to the Temple of Purification. And
sure.
As you start heading past this Temple of Purification, some of the, let's just call them what they are, some of the fanatics block the road with you.
Do they surprise me and step out into the road, or are they just?
It's not really surprised. They're ahead of you. They look like people just having conversation on the side of the road, and then when they see you coming by, they step out into the road and block the way. And one of them looks like he runs inside to the Temple of Purification.
Does it become clear that I can't just steer around them? What do they do when I try to...
they try and shimmy and shake and block your path.
I rear up my phantom steed.
Pretty quickly out of the temple, a bunch more little folk come, wee folk, commoners come out. And a surprising number come out. There's 4 blocking the road before you, and there's 15 of them coming up from the wall around the temple. And
what does anyone superior? No one says anything to me. They're just
says anything.
being physical barriers.
Yeah.
If I question them, do they respond?
How do you question them?
What is the meaning of this? And I look.
Your crimes are great and many, says one that isn't blocking the road, and it is time for you to pay through purification. As the people come out from the wall, they begin to surround you and your horse. At first, with a good 10 feet away from you, but once the crowd of 20 is there, they start all slowly moving in.
Mother, call off your goons.
She's not here, says one of them.
Okay, Dimension Door, IGTFO.
Gone. I think you have to leave your horse behind.
I think I do have to leave my creepy-ass horse behind to just expire or spend the rest of its duration standing there creepily.
Where do you Dimension Door to?
I've only got a range of 210 yards, so I'm gonna do behind a nearby hill or something. I don't know where I am. Am I on, or I'm still in town, on the outskirts of town?
You're still in town.
The temple is the last thing out of town, right?
Right. There's a road that comes out like this.
So if there's a hill that I can teleport behind, otherwise the far side of the building, and then I'll take off in a run another direction.
Sure. You can. There's a hill or some shrubbery or something that can give you cover down the road towards the keep. Poof, gone.
I kind of wanted to talk to Mother Ullman. I'm picking up the... I think I head back to the keep, though. I go... Yeah.
You have to walk this time, like a common pleb.
Yeah.
But you eventually get back to the keep.
Don't worry, guys. Don't worry, guys. That was just a phantom steed. It does it. I can make a new one tomorrow. Wasn't an actual horse that died. I guess didn't die. Who knows what they did with it? I'm kind of amused by the fact that they now have to deal with this phantom steed that they can't get rid of unless they like actually beat it to death.
Kel Crystal is atop the gate as you approach, and you can see her musing on whether or not to give the command to open the door as you come by. And she waits for you to get all the way up to the wall before she...
I'm fuming after my long walk.
She does give the command to open the door, but she takes her sweet time. But you make it back into the keep. It's probably midday by now. A little after midday, I should say.
I think our best hope, this town's best hope, is that the new priestess rises to power quickly. Other Roman's getting out of hand. How do I accomplish that? I certainly want to buckle down and learn my water breathing spell.
Well, we can do that if you want.
Yeah, and I'm thinking about this situation with the priest. I'm thinking to random thought to build an hourglass to give to the priestess of time. How much do those things cost, and how I may need to... There is no glass blowing proficiency in the basic books, but I was going to check, and it was something I was thinking about for a while. And I'm going to take a second to look it up. And like, skills and magic? Is that where
Skills and powers.
Skills and powers has those?
Yeah. An hourglass is 25 GP.
So that's not even that expensive.
No.
That's not even... She probably wouldn't even be that impressed.
Well, I mean, 25 GP is a lot of wealth for most people.
Mm-hmm.
I think the book says a laborer gets paid a wage of a silver a week, which I think are broken numbers, and I think it's actually a silver a day is how much a person ought to make.
Really? I mean, peasants just like live in their houses, and like they don't have a lot of day to day. They usually like eat at their own table, right? They're not just like eating in. I don't know.
That's true, but if a mug of ale cost 5 copper, that means it would take you like a week's worth of work to be able to buy 2 beers.
In any case, that's something I could make with my proficiency. That's even so cheap, it's probably not even worth investing the time in making. I'll just import it from China. Here, I thought this was it's the grandfather clock that's obscenely expensive, right? Although, yeah.
A water clock is extremely expensive.
Is that the 1,000 GP?
Yeah. But water clocks are sweet because they can continue to tell time even...
Yeah, I'm going to invent a water clock. I'm going to engineer the shit out of that.
Georg quits being a wizard and just starts becoming an engineer and building things and selling them.
Yeah, Carl the engineer. So I think let's fast forward while I study and build things.
Sure.
And maybe.
All right, so we're gonna skip ahead 1, 2, 3 days. 3 days from now, Baron Song pulls you aside. It is now Wednesday, the 27th of April.
Oh yeah. At some point, maybe this is when we'll have the discussion about what was her name?
Vanessa?
Vanessa. Yes.
Oh.
Not Vanessa. Or did we speak of that earlier?
No, you didn't speak of that yet.
Okay.
But Baron Song pulls you aside today.
Mm-hmm. I am fully healed by now.
He speaks to you in the war room.
Mm-hmm.
Something has become abundantly clear to me. We have many enemies. And if that hag can march in here and devour Greller like that, you once told me you were a dimensionalist. My men and many others have seen you vanish from pure sight. I have seen you appear out of nowhere.
Yes, I bend the fabric of space and time to my will. I told you this upon our first meeting.
Can you construct for me a portal through which I, or anyone else that needs to, can escape in times of dire need?
I'm afraid creating permanent arcane manifestations, magic that persists over time, is, well, trying to say in game or in character how I'm not a high enough level to do that shit yet.
Surely these things exist, though. I have heard in legends and lore of people walking through portals and disappearing from one place and appearing in another. Have you never seen one before?
I have traveled through many. But if you wish to escape in times of need, find me, and I can probably get us out. But you see, how do I trying to explain to a layperson when I bend space and time, but even for but a moment, it takes an enormous amount of energy. Do you not? Is that clear?
I understand.
To keep that fold perpetually? I don't even know where you can a source for such energy, unless you found a way to.
You've been through these portals before, though, right? Can you not go back to it and bring it here? Set it up here? Can you not move a portal? Or are they permanently anchored in a fixed point?
These things are highly unique, but you have a good mind for this, my lord. I'll think on it.
He gives you a nod and turns to go.
Oh, by the way, I don't know if you've heard, if you hear rumors from the town, but it seems there was a break-in at a local gem cutters.
Yes, a woman was killed. He came to see me and asked me to find the murderer. We do not have the manpower to deal with such a common problem. The man was foolish to leave his house unlocked and not to post a guard. People get what they deserve when they take shortcuts.
Do you wish to know the true cause, or do you prefer to...
Have you found the man responsible?
Not the one that did the deed, but the one who paid for it, and the one who signed the orders.
Have him executed.
My lord, it was Vanessa's work.
She murdered him?
Not herself,
Ordered the
no.
murder?
Wasn't a murder, a burglary gone wrong. Paid for by a rival. I just thought you'd want to know that, well, the powers that seem to be... I was stopped on my way out of town by those fanatics at the Temple of Purification. Things are slipping out of our control. With Greller gone, I can only imagine. It's a dark days, my lord.
Didn't you say you had some plan to survive her purification ceremony?
I'm working on it.
Hurry up. And as for the murder, make an example of the man who hired the hit.
Me, personally?
He shrugs.
Or should he just disappear?
Hang him in the town square.
I twitch a little at this.
I can have one of the stronger men do it if your stomach is not up to it, but I doubt that very much, having seen your work.
Does there need to be a ceremony of it, or can it be taken care of tonight?
I prefer to make it public. We do not tolerate murderers.
Might I give my honest counsel, my lord?
I hope you never reserve that.
Of course not. I think if you were... This would be the perfect opportunity for Mother Omen to make her move.
Do say.
If we stage another public execution at a time like this, without Greller?
The man is guilty of murder by association. Should we let crimes go unpunished? Should we let religious fanatics disrupt the rule of law?
I think I'll need more time. To study my books, prepare. Let's consider this matter still under investigation. I haven't found the murderer, of course.
So be it.
Probably shouldn't have mentioned setting. Probably should have said I need a few more days to find the murderer. But because it's not the jeweler. I was just hanging some random. Yeah. Who to hang? I get one free. I guess I can't harvest the soul, can I?
Not if you want to hang him.
No, that would definitely get me burnt at the stake. All right. Now, would it be faster to... How long does it take to... How far am I into my spell research? Do I have any idea? Or is it just...
You don't know. You just have to keep studying. I know when your spell research is done. And I have reduced the time needed because of the insight you have gained.
Yeah, would it help me to get... It would probably... I think it would take more time to ride out to see Ivan again, to copy the spell from a spell book and ride back. So that's like 5 days.
If you just cut cross-country, it's 2 days there, 2 days back, so an extra day or two there, hanging out, reading spells.
And do I have any conception of how long it takes naturally? What's the baseline? Or is it... Am I allowed to know what you rolled to determine this? Is it total
you think you're close enough to understanding the secrets of this spell that if you just get another week of study in, you might be able to get it.
Yeah, so I think I'll buckle down in the keep.
Okay.
And study and design grandfather clocks and sleep.
Okay.
And hopefully fast forward in time without getting...
We can fast forward a few hours.
A few hours.
Towards the end of this day.
Yeah.
That evening after dinner, you are disturbed from your study and brought into the war room by a servant. In the war room is Baron Song and Vanessa.
Okay.
Baron Song says,
Lord,
tell him
yes.
what you just told me. She says, I met a messenger this evening in Jexels. He was on his way to Cauldron, carrying a message for Lady Elizabeth Steamhouse, who, before her marriage, was named Lady Elizabeth Redshield. She is Annabelle Redshield's older cousin.
Did you stop this messenger, or
He's still in Jexels for the time.
Do we know what the message contents are?
No. It may be nothing.
Come, are you... What time is it?
It's well after dinner. It's after dark.
I've been studying all day. I could use a night out.
Shall I take you to see the messenger?
Take me to Jexels. You owe me a drink.
Baron Song cautions you guys before you leave. Do not do anything untoward. It is possible that this message is unrelated. I would hate to rise tensions with Cauldron more than they need to be. And I think on that note, you and Vanessa head out towards Jexels. But we're also at a breaking point. So why don't we take a break? When we come back from break, we'll deal with Jexels, and we'll see where that goes. So see you guys in a few minutes. Ta-ta.